Hi friends, we're going to be doing the social studies textbook. We're in Unit 3, Economics, Lesson 1, Buyers and Sellers. You can find this on page 110 through 115. Okay, make sure you open up your PDF so you can follow along with this video. And open your book so you can write the answers. Okay, top of page 110, Lesson 1, Buyers and Sellers. Essential question. What do people interact? How do people interact? What do you think? People interact as being a buyer and a seller. We exchange money for goods and services. Words to know. Write a number on each line to show how much you know about the meaning of each word. 1 means I have no idea, 2, little, and 3, a lot. Now in your glossary in the very back of your book, you'll find on page R13, go ahead and turn to that. Page R13, you're going to find the word economics under E. Economics is how money, goods, and services are produced and used. Okay? And I wrote down the other page numbers for the other vocabulary words to know, and you can look those up as well. Okay? All right, the top of page 110. What does your family do when they need groceries? They probably go to the grocery store. What about if you want a new video game? Do you go to a store or do you shop online? Today, we have many options to get what we need and want. Where do you do most of your shopping? Remember to use the words in the question in your answer. Hy-Vee, Amazon, Walmart, and the Dollar Tree is where I most go shopping. Number 1. Imagine you own a store. What would you sell? So I would sell cats, fish. I would own like a pet store. Yours is probably different because you're a different person than me. It could be the same, and that's okay. Cats, fish, hamsters, dogs, birds, snakes, butterflies, and rabbits. I'm looking forward to seeing what you write on what you would sell. What would you get? Where would you get the items to sell in your store? I would go to other pet stores or people selling animals like farmers or baby animals. Top of page 111. What is economics? Economics is the study of how people use money, goods, and services. What is it? Why is it most important to learn about economics? Because it affects you every day. Consider the things you will use today. Do you picture clothes, food, books, and computers? These items probably come in stores in your community. These stores are part of the community's economy. They are there to provide you and your neighbors with the things you want and need. In the United States, people work together to make goods and provide services. In this lesson, you will learn about the people who buy and sell the goods you use every day. You will also learn how they work together to get people the things they want and need. List 3 things you can buy from stores in your community. So I wrote down I could buy candy, teddy bears, and blankets. You can write anything you want that you want to buy from the stores in your community. Reading skills text feature. Circle the photo caption. A caption is what tells about the photo. The photo caption on this page says, people shop at stores to buy the things they want and need. Underline the header, that's the title of the section, on this page. The header is in big letters in blue, and it says, "What is economics?" Page 112. The header at the top says, "Managing money." People plan how to spend their money by deciding what they need and want. To help them make smart money choices, people often make a budget. A budget is a plan for using money. It helps people make personal economic decisions for the present and future. Making a budget, I think it's supposed to say budget. Making a budget involves making decisions. So on that word budget, they left off the T. You can add the T right there, budget. It's called a typo. Okay, making a budget involves making decisions. It often means comparing the cost of something with the benefit of having it. A benefit is something that is good or helpful. For example, the television movie channel costs extra money each month. Your family loves to watch movies. The service would be a benefit, so your family has decided if the cost is worth the benefit to purchase it. If they want the special movie channel enough, they might have to decide to give up something else to have it. Giving something up when you choose one thing instead of another is called opportunity cost. Say it, opportunity cost. When choosing the movie channel, the family might choose to give up eating out or dinner every Friday. Eating out would be their opportunity cost. Why do people need to make a budget? Remember to use the words in your answer that's in the question. People need to make a budget to have a plan for using money, so they will have enough. The caption on page 112, that is right above the picture, it says, "Budgets help families decide how to spend their money. Groceries are part of the family's budget." Page 113. The header, "Who are buyers and sellers?" What is a buyer? This is Aaron. He's a buyer. That means he buys goods and services from other people. Goods are items such as food, books, or video games. A service is something useful that people do for others. When Aaron gets his hair cut or goes to a doctor, he is buying a service. Where do buyers get food and services? Everywhere. They buy them at the corner market, a big superstore like Walmart, and even on the internet like Amazon. Buyers use money to pay for goods and services they want. What's a seller? Who sells the items buyers want? People like Mrs. Mann, who is a seller. A seller is someone who sells goods and services to other people. Mrs. Mann owns a store. That's where she sells most of her product. She also sells them on the internet. But sellers can be anywhere. People don't have to sell goods either. They also sell services. Sometimes sellers exchange goods for their items. To exchange means to swap or to give up one item for another, kind of like trading. But sellers usually exchange goods or services for money. Reading skills. Meaning of the word. Underline the text clues that help you understand what the word useful means. And we've done that on page 113. It says, draw a picture of something you would like to buy. Well, my pictures are, I love flowers, so I would like to buy flowers. I love kitties. I could buy another kitty. And of course, coffee. your picture will look different. Okay, top of page 114. Buyers and sellers. Okay, before we read underneath the header, we need to read the story, and there's a picture on the top, and there's a story. So Mr. Smith owns a farm. He and his family grow apples to sell to other people at the farmer's market. Mr. Smith is a seller and a producer of apples. Mr. Smith needs help to run his farm. He buys services from people who pick apples, put them in boxes, and load them onto trucks. He also buys goods such as ladders, trucks, and boxes. Mr. Smith is also a buyer. On page 115, the story continues. At the farmer's market, Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones set up their goods to sell to buyers. The Garcia family buys apples, peppers, and tomatoes. Circle the sellers. The sellers are Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith. After working at the market, Mr. Smith goes into town. Mr. Timmons sells a guitar to Mr. Smith. Circle the buyer. The buyer is Mr. Smith. He's going to buy a guitar. Remember, sellers are the ones that sell the good, and buyers are the ones that buy the goods. Okay, back to page 114, buyers and sellers. Let's take a closer look at how buyers and sellers interact and work together. Look at the picture on these pages. Mr. Smith runs a farm that grows or produces apples. On his farm, he interacts with sellers to buy ladders, trucks, and boxes. At the market, he sells apples to buyers. He interacts with buyers to exchange his goods for their money. Later, at a music store, Mr. Smith interacts with Mr. Timmons. Mr. Timmons is a seller, and he sells a guitar to Mr. Smith. So, we can see that Mr. Smith is both a buyer and a seller. When Mr. Smith is at the farmer's market, he's a seller and interacts with buyers. When he buys items for his farm or a guitar for his son, he's a buyer and interacts with a seller. Essential question on page 115. How do people interact? People interact as being a buyer and a seller. We, sellers, exchange goods for the buyer's money. We become buyers when we purchase goods and services. Okay, nice job, friends. Kiss your brain.